just had to have a little bit of a break before looking at any more of my plants, so I can now continue to having a little walk just to see how nice things are. My massive great big oleander is doing well here. When I'm looking at my vine, I can see on my grapes the little buds. I've cut it right back, but it doesn't look very healthy, but I know in a couple of weeks time that will all be green. But I want to paint the side of the shed and put some more trellis up. Well, I get my friend to help me with that before it starts growing properly. But the oleander, it's lovely because I can see lots of the little flower buds on there, and the same goes for the very pretty little bulbs. Got hyacinth still here, so it smells divine here. Then as I look up, I can see the roses and all the way across, but of course I've got a lovely Montana clematis all mixed in with that, so within the next couple of weeks that will look absolutely beautiful. And the Fatsia's got all the little berries on. We've actually got the Christmas type roses here, the Helleborus, which have nearly finished, but underneath there, of course, we've got peonies coming out, and that's what's good to recognise them underneath, and the geraniums, because otherwise if you do go to start weeding, you could accidentally pull them all off. Now look at this beautiful huge rose I've got here. This is what a friend of mine bought me for my 60th birthday, and it's got a very, very pretty name, but they bought it because they said it reminded them of me. I can't think what it was called now, but it was something really lovely. And even my confetti tree over there is looking great. And my canary rosa here, there should be some little buds. If we can actually look in there, we've got a little bud on there. So this is always the very, very first thing to flower of the roses, and I have that canary rosa there. So it's looking great. There's lots of it because I do have a big clematis all mingling in, and that does look really good because it's right next to my red robin. So it gives the colour in the garden. So if anybody wants to make comment, you know, asking names of plants, etc., you've only got to ask and I can explain. I let this natural pheasant bush grow here because that is something what the birds absolutely love. And I do have a trellis, like a nice little obelisk behind, which does take on clematis and a rose. And some more plants here, some of the little old-fashioned mascaras, like the bluebell type things as well. And you know, it's nice to have a little bit of greenery. Now this, I think it's a bay actually. This has just seeded itself, but I've left it to look good because when I moved here, lots of the plants are very old, so I've had to keep cutting them back. But there is a beautiful choice here, which a Mexican orange, which smells lovely. And this here is a beautiful little tiny miniature pink rose, and it's called Sally. And my friend Anne bought this one for me. So when that flowers, it's the most beautiful pink. And how nice to just leave an old-fashioned ceanothus, which will be all blue by next week. And underneath it, I let it all just grow a little bit wild and added in lots of beautiful little daffodils, the unusual little ones. Now how pretty is that? And as you can see, again mingled in underneath, I've got lots of the lovely Helleborus, so it just gives it a full look. I will have to sort out all my baskets and my troughs, but again it's looking really, really good. And the colours, it's so lovely. And spring, isn't that lovely looking for spring? I may take photos of these so I can do some painting of them. And looking at my little arbour here, which I will probably give it a bit of a repaint on the flowers, but that's just looking great there. And the neighbour's tree, I'm leaving that hanging over because that looks quite pretty. It's not causing me any harm. I've got honeysuckle there, and the roses I have growing over here are the masquerade, so they're 3 colours, so I'll be showing pictures of those. I will need help picking up my statue, my water feature, but how lovely my Bodnatents, my viburnum, that is one of the things what flowers all winter, and it actually looks like I've still got some more flower buds coming up on it, which is too late, but hey ho, I'm quite happy with that. And we probably all recognise these like salvias here. This is like what the hot lips, so it's white and red. My lovely little feature there of my sundial with some tulips out the front, and again one of my favourite plants, the bottle brush. So this one used to be in a pot but got too big, so now it's in the garden. You know, I let it go a little bit wild, but it loves it here. It absolutely loves it. And then I've got a Deutz here behind. I mean, if only I was fit enough, I'd be behind there weeding all these bits, but I know I'm not allowed, so I can at least talk about some of my beautiful, beautiful things. You know, another lovely, beautiful tulip there. And what's good with tulips is if you put them in like little groups, it does make them stand out. But my backdrop has got loads and loads of the Christmas roses in there. But of course I do need to do a weeding where I've got thistles appearing. And doesn't that look nice? Just some bright tulips in amongst the sharp sort of Mediterranean plant. I can't even remember what palm that one was, but it's you know, and a good old-fashioned forget-me-nots which we let grow all the time. But again, one of my favourite plants is the Phormium, or sort of a cordyline, depending on which type you like to buy. Always great for in a pot. This is a one I've potted up here, one of the Salix, the flamingo tree, which is for my daughter-in-law. And when I look at my scruffy little area, this is my newish area. I'm hoping that this tree here is a type of magnolia will still be okay. I need to pick up my little lady, but of course I'm not allowed to bend over there. But I do have a terrible problem of the bamboo on this side of the garden, but it was already there. I've put in acers and I've got a red robin tree, but I'm just trying to work out how to sort this bit. I have got a hydrangea in a pot which I wanted to put in the garden, but I'm thinking it might not be too much for it. Nice clematis there which I've got to turn, get it in a nice position, but oh dear, I think that's as much as I can do today. Hope you enjoyed looking at my garden and seeing how nice it's going to keep looking as the time goes on. So I'll do another video next week so we can compare how it has looked now. Another thing people have asked me, where did I get the tiles from? These are just like tiles I bought to do my bathroom, but I didn't like them for the bathroom, so I just kept them because I thought how much nicer to actually put them on the top here to finish off, so it just looks really, really nice rather than having just the ordinary concrete. But yeah, so all these pots will definitely need doing, so hey ho, I'll have to get that all done. That's back to my seat. Bye for now.